And that means it's time to take a look at your money. So far this year, Caterpillar stock has risen 47%. That vastly outpaces the S&P 500's gain of only 14%. Over the past 12 months, Caterpillar stock has actually risen 106%.
So over the past 2 years, its stock has gained nearly 149%. But what's driving this ongoing surge into Caterpillar stock?
So our financial advisor, Mark Grywacheski, is joining us here in studio to break that down for us. Morning, Mark. How you doing?
Morning. Good to see you both this Monday morning.
Happy Monday morning. We're talking about a construction company this morning, but you really don't want to be doing much work on a muggy Monday like this. We were talking about. You just came in. It's hot.
It is hot and muggy.
So when you think about what's behind Caterpillar stock, coming back to the company, and you're seeing. Are we seeing similar trends and things like that when it comes to what's happening?
When we think of AI or artificial intelligence, we often think of those big tech companies that actually create these highly complex and powerful AI microchips. Or maybe we think of, those big tech companies that use those AI microchips to develop new goods and services to the consumer marketplace. But this AI revolution requires a massive amount of infrastructure. And what we're seeing are literally those old school blue collar industrial companies, like a Caterpillar, Corning, Steel Dynamics, Honeywell, and many others that are also benefiting from this build out of AI infrastructure.
Interesting. So when you're talking about AI infrastructure, I know you just had that graphic up, but could you expand a little more on what exactly that means?
At the heart of all of this AI infrastructure are these data centers, which are these highly specialized facilities that can contain literally hundreds of thousands or even millions of AI microchips that are needed to run and process all of these AI applications. And within all of these data centers require just a tremendous amount of hardware, software, semiconductors, steel, raw materials, energy and utilities, cooling, HVAC system, fiber optics, electrical equipment, and look, the list literally goes on and on and on. This AI revolution has triggered one of the largest industrial investment cycles in the history of this country.
Wow. So looking at Caterpillar, they recently released their financial results for April all the way through June of the second quarter. So how do those results reflect this ongoing build out of AI infrastructure?
Look, Caterpillar is just this prime example of how this AI revolution is really spreading across the broader economy, and in this case into the industrial sector. In the April through June second quarter, Caterpillar, look at this, reported sales and revenues of $20.5 billion. That's up 24% from the second quarter of last year in 2025. This is the first time in Caterpillar's 101-year history it reported sales and revenues that exceeded $20 billion in a single quarter. It also reported operating profit of $4.3 billion. That's up 50% from the second quarter of last year. Look, before all of these data centers are built, the land needs to be excavated, roads need to be built, utilities need to be installed. And Caterpillar provides a lot of that heavy machinery and equipment. And even after these data centers are built, they require a tremendous amount of power and energy. And Caterpillar provides a lot of generators, of turbines, of power and electrical systems. So, this rise that we're seeing in Caterpillar stock over the past 1 to 2 years is really reflective of how it's benefiting from this global AI revolution.
Interesting. See, that's one thing. We have a lot of, people having these conversations about data centers and building them, but I feel like we don't hear as much about all of that excavating and the work going into it. So it's definitely an interesting
There's a
perspective.
legitimate debate. You know, one of the things about them, the downside, they do require a tremendous amount of electricity. But, you know, this AI revolution is here to stay. And so it does require a massive amount of infrastructure, but we are kind of seeing how it's carrying over to so many other aspects of the American economy. Caterpillar, as I said before, just a fantastic example.
At this point, I feel like it's safe to call them butterfly.
Mark,
I was saying, with that.
I'm going to end on a dinger. We'll make sure we have you back next Monday, hopefully a little less muggy. We'll have to talk-
Absolutely.
we'll have to talk
Okay.
to Andrew
Have a great
about that one.
weekend, the both of you. See you next Monday.
Yes, see you. Thank you.
We'll be right back.